Picture your kitchen, the heart of your home where meals are created and memories are made. Stove, always ready to cook up something delicious. Oven, baking treats and savory dishes. Fridge, stocked with ingredients for every meal. But there's another kitchen, invisible and ancient, a world unseen by the naked eye, run by tiny chefs, microbes like bacteria, the workhorses of fermentation and yeast, the magic ingredient that makes bread rise. These microscopic workers, tirelessly toiling away, have helped humans make food for thousands of years through fermentation, a process as old as civilization itself. Fermentation is a partnership between people and microbes, a symbiotic relationship, transforming simple ingredients into bold, complex flavors. Long before refrigeration, when keeping food fresh was a daily challenge, fermentation was how people preserved food, a vital technique for survival through harsh winters. Our ancestors discovered, through trial and error, that letting certain foods sit could create new, tangy flavors and make them last for months. From Europe's cabbage fields, where sauerkraut was born, to Asia's soybean farms, the birthplace of miso and soy sauce, people learned to work with these helpful microbes. Think of the sharp tang of sauerkraut, a staple in many cultures, or the spicy kick of kimchi. These flavors are fermentation at work. Today, fermented foods are making a comeback for their taste and health benefits. We're learning how these foods connect our bodies to the world of microbes. Fermented foods are appearing everywhere, from fancy restaurants to home kitchens. They connect us to history, culture, and the very building blocks of life. What our ancestors knew is true. Fermented foods are good for us. Join me as we explore these living foods around the globe. Let's break down the science of fermentation and understand what makes it so special. Fermentation happens when tiny microbes, like bacteria and yeast, eat the sugars naturally present in food. As they feast, they produce byproducts like acids, gases, or even alcohol, depending on the microbe and the environment. Essentially, it's controlled decomposition, a process of encouraging good microbes to transform food in a beneficial way, instead of letting it spoil due to unwanted organisms. These microbes are truly everywhere, floating in the air, residing on the surface of vegetables, and even living within our own bodies. When making sauerkraut, for example, salt draws water from the cabbage, creating a salty brine environment where good bacteria can thrive and outcompete the bad. These beneficial bacteria then eat the cabbage's natural sugars, producing lactic acid, which gives sauerkraut its signature tangy flavor and acts as a natural preservative. Fermentation not only preserves food but also unlocks new and exciting flavors and makes nutrients more accessible, ultimately making food easier to digest. Take yogurt, for example, and kefir. These fermented dairy products are often easier on the stomach because the microbes actively break down lactose during fermentation. Fermented foods are also naturally full of probiotics, beneficial bacteria that play a crucial role in supporting a healthy gut microbiome. This thriving internal ecosystem aids in digestion, strengthens the immune system, and can even positively influence our mood through the gut-brain connection. Incorporating fermented foods into your diet is a simple and delicious way to support your overall health and well-being. Let's embark on a culinary journey to Germany to explore a classic, sauerkraut, a dish deeply rooted in tradition. It's also known as sour cabbage, a fitting name for this tangy delight. At its core, it's simply shredded cabbage and salt, a humble combination, but its history may trace back to ancient China, where food preservation techniques were highly valued. The fermentation technique gradually spread westward to Europe, carried along trade routes, where it became a crucial staple for preserving the abundant cabbage harvests, ensuring sustenance through the long winter months. Making sauerkraut at home is surprisingly simple. Shred fresh cabbage, add salt to draw out the moisture, massage the mixture to soften the cabbage, and then pack it tightly into a jar to ferment. During fermentation, lactic acid bacteria feast on the natural sugars present in the cabbage, creating that signature, tangy, crunchy sauerkraut we all know and love in just a few weeks. Historically, sauerkraut was a true lifesaver on long sea voyages, effectively preventing scurvy, a debilitating disease, thanks to its naturally preserved vitamin C content. Famously, Captain Cook's sailors maintained their health and vigor by eating sauerkraut daily. In Germany, sauerkraut is more than just food. It's a beloved comfort food, often served as a perfect accompaniment to hearty dishes like sausages or roasted pork. Today, sauerkraut is widely celebrated not only for its taste, but also for its impressive nutritional profile, including its high fiber content, essential vitamins, and beneficial probiotics that support gut health. When shopping for sauerkraut, look for raw, unpasteurized varieties to ensure you're getting the full spectrum of live, active cultures and their associated health benefits. Be aware that the canned kind is typically heated during processing, which unfortunately kills off the beneficial microbes that make sauerkraut so good for you. So, eating real, raw sauerkraut is a tasty and fascinating way to connect with history and give your gut health a significant boost. It's a simple, yet incredibly powerful food with a rich and global story to tell. Now to Korea, home of kimchi, the heart of Korean cuisine. Kimchi is more than a side dish. It's a cultural icon made in hundreds of varieties. The most famous uses napa cabbage, but radishes, cucumbers, and more can be used. Kimchi's flavor is spicy, sour, salty, and savory, thanks to chili, garlic, ginger, and fish sauce. Making kimchi is a hands-on tradition, with families gathering for kimjang, an annual event to prepare kimchi for winter. Kimjang is so important, it's recognized by UNESCO as a cultural treasure. Kimchi is packed with vitamins, fiber, antioxidants, and probiotics. These live bacteria support digestion and immunity. Studies suggest kimchi can even help lower cholesterol. Kimchi is a delicious, healthy, and deeply meaningful food. Let's talk fermented dairy, yogurt, and kefir, with roots in Central Asia and the Caucasus. Ancient shepherds discovered that milk stored in animal skin bags would ferment, creating tangy, nutritious yogurt. Yogurt is made by fermenting milk with specific bacteria, thickening it and adding a pleasant tang. Kefir, made with unique grains of bacteria and yeast, is thinner, fizzy, and even richer in probiotics. Kefir grains are reusable, fermenting batch after batch. Both yogurt and kefir are easier to digest for those with lactose intolerance. Kefir's diverse microbes make it especially good for gut health. These foods are versatile, enjoyed for breakfast, snacks, or in sauces. Eating them supports digestion, immunity, and overall wellness. With every spoonful, you're tasting an ancient tradition. Next, we visit Ethiopia and Eritrea for injera, a spongy, tangy flatbread that's the foundation of every meal. Made from teff, a tiny nutrient-rich grain, injera is both plate and utensil. Teff flour is mixed with water and left to ferment for days using wild yeasts. The fermentation creates bubbles, giving injera its signature texture. The batter is cooked on a clay griddle, forming a soft, flexible bread. Fermentation makes teff's nutrients more available and easier to absorb. Injera is rich in protein, fiber, and minerals and supports gut health. Eating injera is a communal experience, bringing people together. It's a perfect example of how ancient food traditions enhance nutrition and culture. Injera is both sustenance and a celebration of community. Now to Indonesia, where tempeh, a fermented soybean cake, originated. Unlike tofu, tempeh uses whole soybeans, giving it a firm texture and nutty flavor. It's made by fermenting cooked soybeans with a special mold, which binds them into a solid cake. Tempeh is a staple in Indonesian cuisine, enjoyed fried, baked, or steamed. Fermentation reduces phytic acid, making minerals more absorbable. Tempeh is rich in protein, fiber, and probiotics, supporting digestion and health. It's a sustainable plant-based protein with deep cultural roots. Tempeh is a gift from Indonesian tradition to the world. Our final stop is Mexico, home of tepache, a bubbly, lightly fermented drink made from pineapple peels and cores. Tepache is sweet, tangy, and often spiced with cinnamon or cloves. It's made by fermenting pineapple scraps with water and unrefined sugar for a few days. Wild yeasts create a fizzy, refreshing beverage with very low alcohol. Tepache is a beloved street drink, served ice-cold from large glass barrels. It's a great example of turning food scraps into something delicious and probiotic-rich. Tepache offers vitamin C and supports gut health. It's a taste of Mexican sunshine and resourcefulness in every sip. We've traveled the world discovering how fermentation creates unique, delicious foods. These foods connect us to history, culture, and the invisible world of microbes. Fermentation unlocks flavors, preserves nutrients, and fills our meals with probiotics. In a world of processed foods, fermented foods offer something real and alive. They support gut health, immunity, and overall wellness. Try making sauerkraut tasting kimchi or adding yogurt to your breakfast. By embracing fermented foods, you join a global tradition, you connect with history, explore new cultures, and nourish your body. The world of fermentation is vast. Take a bite and enjoy the journey. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel Microbe Masters for more insights into the microbial world.